Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Null Zone. BBC unveils the war between the land and the sea, the first Doctor Who spin off. So, I've got an article here from the Irish News. BBC unveils Doctor Who spin off show, The War Between the Land and the Sea. The article will be in the link description. The show, created by Russell T. Davis, will star Russell Tovey and a name that I can't unfortunately pronounce. But the show was created by RTD. So, already there, that would be a red flag for me. So Russell Tovey is all known as Alonso in the Voyage of the Damned. He was also in Years and Years from Russell T and many other shows. They will lead the cast along Gemma Redgrave and Alexander in the series, which was created by Doctor Who showrunner RTD. He has written the series with Pete McTeague, I should say, Pete McTeague, which is probably a good thing because, let's be honest, we did actually praise him for the classic box set trailers that he was doing. So I suppose RTD has someone there with him. So this, there might be some hope, but not much. So the action begins with a fearsome and ancient species emerges from the ocean, dramatically revealing themselves, blah, 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 blah. Look, RTD says this. The War Between the Land and the Sea is another utterly unique and gripping drama from Russell T, and we're delighted to welcome the show to the Universe, featuring a stellar cast. This brand new epic miniseries will leave audiences on the edge of their seats as they watch Una take on one of their biggest battles to save humanity. Filming on the show begins next month and will be directed by Dylan Holmes Williams, who previously directed episodes of Doctor Who, which was Dot and Bubble, and I think it was 73 Yards or something. The series will air on BBC One and BBC iPlayer in the UK, and then, of course, it's available on Disney Plus. Now, the fact that RTD is actually a main contributor to this series after what he's produced with Doctor Who makes me worry. But, and there is a but, and I have to make this clear, Doctor Who was clearly aimed at the under 35s, as he's made clear, because that's where apparently most of the views are coming from. Whether you call that a success or is which way you want to look at it, but for me that wouldn't be considered a success. But remember, we had Torchwood as well, and Torchwood was more for the adult audience. Now, I know that there's not many Torchwood fans out there, but a lot of people did like Children of the Earth, which was, I have to say, was probably the best thing that we ever got in the Doctor Who universe, to be quite honest with you. It was gripping from start to finish. If he was to produce something like that, of that tone sort of thing, if he was able to recapture that for this series, then with Pete McTeague on board, this wouldn't be a bad idea. But the red flag is RTD and all of this, and I just can't get me head around that. Another article that I will be covering, again, with RTD, He says that he wanted a more emotional Doctor for the new series, and that was the one thing that we all hated. He was too fucking emotional, but apparently he wanted him to be even more emotional. So I'll be covering that. But back to this show. Look, San Diego Comic-Con obviously happened. And I suppose, we do Doctor Who, and people would want me to talk about San Diego Comic-Con. So we might do that, cover Doctor Who, San Diego Comic-Con with one of the panels, maybe. We'll see. If not, I'll cover it myself. But it seems to be a very underwhelming San Diego Comic-Con all round. And, there was a few announcements made, obviously, in relation to Doctor Who. But as far as I'm aware, because I haven't seen it, because I'm pretty sure the people that are hoping that the third series of Doctor Who is commissioned would be gloating about it today. The fact that, it was commissioned. But I haven't seen any news that actually that any announcement was made. So, I find that very unusual, but it is Comic-Con season, so maybe San Diego is not the place they want to do it. But again, we'll see. We can't jump to conclusions. I'm pretty sure people have already jumped at their conclusions. I mean, the other side have jumped at their conclusions. I mean, there's people out there saying it's commissioned and all of this, and it hasn't been commissioned. Leave it out. It doesn't mean that's getting cancelled, but don't be lying. Just like the other side that are saying it's cancelled. Nothing has been decided. So I mean, leave it out. There's a spin-off to come. Now, this spin-off, I did say I'd be interested in. And I said I'd be more interested in it if RTD wasn't involved. RTD is involved. But I will give the first episode a go, because I do like the Sea Devils. I mean, they're my favourite stories, I've got to be honest, of the classic era. So, to see Chibnall bring them back, okay, he did some things with them that were shit. But I did like the design. I did like the way they looked. It's the way they should have looked, in my opinion. It'll be interesting now to see what RTD will do with them, because the one biggest criticism we've had of RTD as well is he brings some of these iconic characters back, and he hasn't done them justice. So I'm trying to be positive, because there's so much crap going on. As I'm recording this video, it's all over the news of the South Port stabbings. And then you have the Chancellor there talking about the last government. You think that would be the last thing on their minds, but I found very suspicious on the day that they're announcing there's a 25 million or 22 billion hole apparently in the finances. It happens to happen on the day that the Southport incident has happened. Absolutely crazy, this world. I have to say, I've been saying it for a long time now. Social order has completely collapsed. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I'm trying to be positive about this show, because we need a bit of positivity, to be quite honest with you, with everything that's going on. But look, we'll wait and see what more details emerge about this show. But I've just got to say this. I've got this horrible feeling that this show is going to be some sort of environmental bollocks or climate crap. global boiling nonsense. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the catalyst for seeing the Sea Devils again. I wouldn't be surprised because it's RTD. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is just a proper classic Sea Devil story, and you know they leave that look at this could work if he just holds back on his bullshit. But if RTD can't help himself, then this show is dead in the water. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, as I said, there's people giving out about you know some of the casting and stuff like that. Um, but the bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's all about the acting. It's all about the character development. It's all about the stories. And with P. McTeague there, that's the only highlight of this announcement that I like, is the fact that Pete McTeague is involved. Because I think everybody will agree, especially when we were doing this crap Jordan, the Jodie Whittaker era, he was the one highlight with the classic trailers for the classic box sets, and everybody was pushing for him to take over the show at one stage. So the fact that he has this opportunity, I think because we've seen these little DVD releases, he respects the source material. And I think he will try, if he's not vetoed by RTD, of course. But I think he'll try stay on course, to be quite honest with you. And that's the highlight that I have. But, like everything connected with our show, there has to be caution. There has to be caution because, these things, they do this all the time, bait and switch, all of this other nonsense as well. So, they use every trick in the book to try reel you in. So, as I said, getting information about this show is the most important and vital aspect of all of this. So, when more information does come out, I'll keep an eye on this actually. And maybe I'll start doing videos and live streams on this topic. Because, as I said, I am slightly intrigued by this, but I've just got a horrible feeling, like everything else, that he's going to politicize it. And to be quite honest with you, they did that back in the classic era, but it wasn't so much in your face, and again, you see both sides of a coin, stuff like that. You won't see that if RTD does it. But as I said, the hope that it doesn't go that way, and key for me is Pete McTeague. So let's see what happens. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. Are any of you interested in this? I know there'll be some that will absolutely dismiss this straight off the bat, and that's fair enough. But if there's anybody that's interested in watching, let me know. And what makes you most excited about this project? If you're not looking forward to this and don't think there should be a universe as such, let me know what your opinions are. All opinions are welcome. Russell Tovey, I do like Russell Tovey as an actor. I've got to be honest. I did like him as Alonso in Voyage of the Damned, and I did like him in Years and Years. I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people, are not fans of RTD's writing and stuff like that, but I thought that show was actually very well done personally. And was it woke? Of course it was, but the bottom line is these characters were developed. What was happening to them, you actually felt what was happening to them, and that's what a lot of writers don't normally do, including RTD now with Doctor Who. He didn't do that with Doctor Who, but he has done it in the past. This is the baffling thing. But look, Russell Tovey, the actress that he's brought in as well. I like her. She's been in some stuff that I've liked. And of course, we're going to have the Brigadier's daughter, obviously, you know, in this, and an all assembled cast, all of this other stuff. We'll see. Look, the bottom line is, you know, we're going to have to see how this goes. But, you know, quite interestingly enough, this seems to be a Bad Wolf Studios thing itself. It doesn't seem to be, from what I've read, you don't really mention Disney having anything to do with this one, except obviously it'll be shown on Disney Plus. But this could be a BBC Bad Wolf production, and this could be a good thing, because then if BBC have actually proper input into this, we might see something completely different. Maybe BBC have been looking at what's happened with the Disney Doctor Who. Maybe they haven't liked it. You wish to think that, you know, but obviously I'm living a pipe dream. I don't think these people give a flying crap, to be quite honest with you. But look, as I said, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, if I was to say where I am on the excited level scale, right now, I would have to say it's a 2 out of 10. Which obviously 0 being the lowest, so it's not quite that low, but it's piqued me interest. That's why it's got the 2. So as more details come out, then we'll see if that goes up or if it comes down. But it started at a low bar. Let's hope it goes up once we start hearing some information. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, as I said, and we will be back on Tuesday, guys, with Christian and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then on Wednesday, we have PD Rich, Queen Charlotte, and Cinnamon Toast is joining us again. Sorry I didn't get this out over the weekend like promised, but it's been a very hectic couple of weeks and months, as you have gathered. But I'm starting to slowly get my way. Things are calming down, and then there's a big thing in August happening. So, but I'm hoping to calm things down a little bit. So, yeah, as I said, we will be covering San Diego Comic-Con, some of the Doctor Who things that were announced, and obviously RTD talking about wanting a more emotional Doctor. I'm not going to get into the ratings or anything like that. I'm not getting into arguments with idiots, right? The bottom line is everybody's going to have their opinions on the ratings. And, you know, it's up to the people out there who watch our channels to decide who they want to believe when it comes to the ratings. But my personal opinion is that, you know, I always said that the main show had to be on solid foundations before you start doing spin-offs. And I said this as well, and people will remember. I said, if they put out season 1 and then they do what Disney normally do and then they announce a spin-off, then I'll be worried. And it seems that that's exactly what has transpired. So yes, I am worried, but you know, as I said, Pete McTeague for me is the one thing that's making me say, do you know what? I want to have a look. It's not because of RTD, it's because of him. Anyway, I'll talk to you for the next one, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, excuse me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.